Hi, welcome back to Newtown Orchard. Today we are going to bring to you an internet craze, and usually I don't do these kinds of things when I see something on the internet. I always do a lot of research. I'm going to show you what I've done so that you can benefit from my research. What we're going to do today is we're going to plant seed snails, and that's what they're called online. It's more like a jelly roll or a roll-up, but the idea is that you plant seeds this way and you can get lots and lots more seeds in less space. The roots don't get tangled, so that when you go to transplant them into pots or even into the ground, the roots aren't all mangled together and it's easy to separate. So the premise is you take a piece of foam that's about 3 feet long, and the size is not really important. The longer your foam, the bigger your snail gets. So if you only have a few seeds, you can do 2 feet. And I've seen lots of controversy over whether to use foam, plastic, paper, cardboard, parchment paper, wax paper. And I'll tell you the benefit of using foam or even feed bags, I've seen that, is that when you do this, the roots don't grow through the plastic or your walls. And that's really important. And also it doesn't break down. It is going to be in a very wet environment for 2 to 3 weeks. And paper, cardboard, parchment paper, all of those break down and then you get a scrambled mess. So let me show you what you do. This is just foam packing paper, or packing. It comes in a roll, and it was 12 inches long. I cut it straight down the middle. To make it easy, I always do 2 at the same time. And I get my potting soil, and this is just peat moss with perlite potting soil. And I get it really, really wet. So you can see it's coming out. This is way wetter than you would do if you were doing soil blocks or even in potting trays. And I might not have enough. We're going to just do 1. Basically, I like to just leave about 2 inches on one end, and I want to spread it all the way to the very top. It doesn't have to be really thick, just, you know, ½ an inch thick. It doesn't really, just enough for your seeds to get into and grasp into. And then at the end, I usually leave 4 or 5 inches, and that just helps it roll all together. And as you roll it, the soil or the potting medium will kind of go that way. If you've ever made a jelly roll, you know that. All the soil. So again, I want to make sure it's all the way to the edges, and that'll be self-explanatory later, but you're going to stand these up in your trays, and you want to make sure that all of the soil has contact with the moisture at your bottom of the tray, and that the top part is where you're going to plant your seeds. Okay, so I have my soil in here. We'll put that down. And now all we're going to do is I'm going to take one end and I'm just going to roll it. When I get to this end, I'm going to take a rubber band and just put a rubber band around it to get it secure. The first time I tried tape, and it didn't stay stuck, and it all came apart. So that's it. That's my seed roll. We'll do this one later. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seeds, and I'm using Johnny's Juliet grape. So I have the seeds here, and there's really there's lots of seeds. It's one of our favorites. We sell more of this tomato than any other tomato, so it's really great. So if you look at let me see if I can get a better picture. What I want to do is I want to see the top of the foam all the way around, because that tells me where my walls are. So you can see the foam. I'm going to just start in the middle, and I'm just going to put a seed about every ½ inch or so. So now that I've put all of the seeds here, I'm just going to take a pen, and you can take a pencil or a chopstick or something, and I'm just going to push the seeds down. And so they don't have to go too far under the soil, just enough for the the seed to get nice and moist, because that's when it will start. It knows that when the seed is moist and warm, that it will start coming out of its seed. So, okay. So there you have it. There's the seed snail. I did this about 2 weeks ago with some of our seeds, and let me show you what we got. So today is March 4th, and all of these seeds I started on February 15th. So let me show you what I have. I have spotted bee balm. This one is California Wonder bell peppers, and these did fantastic. I don't know how many are here, lots and lots. These are ready to get put into small little pots. This is just a combination one. This has tomatoes, jalapenos, cilantro, and some marigolds. So that's like my salsa package. I wanted to see if it would grow. I'm not real impressed with the germination on this one, but we'll see. I did a few of those, and some are better than not. I can tell you what's not growing well is the marigolds, and that could just be the seed. But otherwise, the plants are going. This one did okay. This was cilantro, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 10 in there. I probably planted 15 seeds. This one is a coreopsis, and again, those were seeds that I harvested from another plant several years ago, so they were old. This is Genovese basil, and again, I wasn't real impressed, but again, it's old. And this one is also, oh, this is just marigold. And so none of the marigold throughout all of them did well. I still attribute that to the seeds, because when you get to this tray, and again, all of this was exactly the same. It just happened that this tray looks much better. These are sunflowers. Now I know sunflowers should be direct seeded, but because I knew they would grow and they would grow fast, this was the test of it. So I'm still gonna, I'll open this in a minute and show you what these look like. These are zinnias. This is dill. You can see there's lots and lots of dill in that growing. This is spinach. And here's some sunflowers. These are Black Russian sunflowers, and this is a funny story because I planted lavender and then I got interrupted. I don't know if you can relate. I got interrupted, and then I went back and I planted sunflower right on top of the lavender, and I see the sunflower growing but no lavender. And these are cherry tomatoes, and that's a huge, huge number of tomatoes. So now what I'm going to do, let's push these aside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sunflower and we're going to unroll it. Wow. So I'm just being careful at the top here to not tangle the leaves. But would you look at that? Look at how beautiful those are. So this right here, let's say right here is 3 seeds, and I can just very easily separate these. Look at how easy that is to separate, and it doesn't break the roots. There might be some hairline roots that get broken, but these are beautiful. You can see there's there's a few seeds that didn't germinate. Looks like they molded or something. And the ones near the center seem to be much bigger than the ones near the end. But all in here I have 1, 2, 3, I have 5 seeds that didn't germinate. I don't see any others that didn't germinate, so I would call that a success. So not all internet crazes are wrong. This one happened to work. Will I continue to do this? I think I might. I might go ahead and try. I just did those tomatoes. I have a few other tomatoes, and like I said, it takes much less space to do more. In this, if I had 20 plants per roll, that's 200 plants right here on this tray. I think that's a pretty good use of our space. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next video.